Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Got the D-Man here, and I am glad you could join me today. Today's topic is going to be courage, which is, as you know, the opposite of fear. Fear. Yes, there's that four-letter word, fear. Fear lies between you and everything you desire, and it takes courage to achieve what you desire. And you are going to have to confront fear every day. Fear disguises itself in so many ways, so many subtle ways, that you don't even know it's fear. For example, I was driving down the road the other day after taking my daughter to school. And I drove past this house of a lady that I've known for years, and popped into my head, I should stop and give her a book. But I didn't do it. I went home instead because I thought, well, it's early. Maybe she's not awake. Maybe she doesn't want a book, etc., etc. Now, those are intuitive thoughts because it popped into my head out of nowhere. I've been past this house many times. Okay, this woman had called me back probably 6 months, maybe a year ago. Time goes by fast. She needed a bid on some work on a house she was going to buy, and I hadn't heard from her since. So as far as I know, she may have moved. But the point is, I went home. I didn't do it. All day it was bugging me because I've been focusing on submitting to intuitive guidance, okay? That I knew was intuitive guidance. But my rational mind, my fearful mind, my fear-based mind, the ego mind is always trying to protect me and keep me from harm and giving me all the reasons why I should be careful, why I should be cautious, why you better look out. You never know what's going to happen. There may be a saber-toothed tiger right around the corner. Better stay in your cave today. There's a storm coming. This is the rational mind, which it has its place. But when you're moving towards your goals or your dreams or trying to achieve things, this rational, fearful, ego-based mind will keep you from achieving your desires. So all day long, this pops in and out of my head that I should go by there, that I did not listen to intuitive guidance. So, but also all day long, my rational mind is telling me all the reasons why I shouldn't go by there and give her a book. Well, she may not even be there anymore. What if you go by there and you start to give her the book and she opens the door and says, I don't want to read that book. Well, why would I want to read it? Or I don't read books. Or I would never read this book. All these things. Now, this is all fear, is what it is, disguised in rationality, in logic, in reasoning. So by the end of the day, I had a meeting at 7 o'clock, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go by and just give her the book because it's driving me crazy because I am not listening to the higher self, to the God part of me, if you like. So I leave probably 15 minutes before the meeting, and I go past her house. And I get out and I knock on the door, and I am thinking, well, I don't even know if she lives here. Maybe she sold the house and she moved somewhere else. So I'm not sure who's going to answer the door. I leave my car running, and sure enough, she opens the door, turns the porch light on, and it's the woman. And she's just like really happy to see me. So she invites me in, and I said, well, no, I just wanted to give you this book. She said, oh, come on in, come on in. I said, okay, so I came in and I sat down. I said, well, I have a meeting I have to go to shortly. I said, I can't stay long. Well, needless to say, 25 minutes later, I finally get out of there. But she was so happy to see me, and she was talking, and we had a really good time. The whole time my car's out running in her driveway, and I'm thinking, I hope someone doesn't come and steal my car. So, but I live in a rural town, so it's not very big, so I wasn't too worried about that. But as we were talking, she said, you know, just yesterday morning, I seen that they were, she said, I have seen that they were talking about your book on Facebook, and I really want to read it, she said. But I didn't know how to get it because I don't buy through Amazon, and I wasn't sure where I could buy it. I thought about calling you, she said. And I said, when was that? She said, yesterday morning. So sure enough, you see, She wanted to read my book, so she sent out a message, probably unknowingly, through the vibration of her thought that she wanted to read that book. I picked it up as I drove past her house, but I didn't want to listen. See, we're all connected vibrationally. We all think we're separate. We see each other as separate individuals, and we do have a certain separateness, but in the unseen world, I'll use that term, we're all connected. She sent that message out and I picked it up. But many times we receive messages like that through universal mind or infinite intelligence or divinity or however you want to name it. But we don't listen. We rationalize it away with our logic mind. All great inventions, all great explorers, all great people who have accomplished great things will tell you that they are guided by this intuition, that they listen to it. They do things sometimes that other people look at and say, there's no way that can work. This is crazy. This guy is going to fail. But yet, sometimes they do fail, but yet they continue on and listen to this voice, and it guides them, this intuition. And that's what I'm telling you. You have to have courage to listen to this voice. I finally was able to overcome the fear and go talk to this woman, when in reality, she was wanting to read my book. She wanted to talk to me. We had a great time. It was a wonderful 20 minutes I spent there. I was late for my meeting, but that was okay. I did what my intuitive voice told me to do. Now, with that being said, you never know who she knows. Each person knows many, many people who know other people. So you never know how that can work for you to move you closer to your goals and your dreams. You have to follow this intuitive voice. Okay, it's very important to listen to that. Knock out or cut out the noise of the world. Spend time in meditation. It's just being quiet and letting your mind relax and be at peace so you can hear this voice. But as I said, it's going to take courage to follow this voice. You have to have courage. And you start out just doing little things. Think of one little thing that you're afraid of doing and do that. It's like a muscle. The more you practice, the more you work out the muscle of courage, the stronger it gets. And then you can accomplish bigger things and greater things. And you'll feel better about yourself, you'll feel more fulfilled, and you won't be living a life based on fear. Now, the race mind of the world out there constantly is throwing fear into in your face, actually, like the media. They tell you everything that you need to be afraid of. They tell you how terrible things are, how things are getting worse, how you just, boy, don't even go out the door in the morning because you might die from some illness, I'll say it that way, or a criminal or something. Something's going to get you today if you just don't look out. And they're going to tell you all the things that are out there because the ego mind feeds off of that. It feeds off of that fear. And the media knows that. The media wants to make money, of course, so they spread this fear and they get you to watch the news. The water you're drinking could be making you sick. Full story at 10. Okay, so they get you to thinking about that so you'll come back at 10 o'clock. Well, that was in the days where we had the news in the morning, sometimes at noon, at 6 in the evening, and at 10 o'clock. Now we have 24-hour news, so I'm not sure how they use the fear there, but it's constantly putting that in there. They give you a little bait to get you to listen, to get you to want to see more. And now so much the news is not as factual as it used to be. They use a lot of drama. This creates a fear which draws you into it. Okay? You have to use courage. And some of the courage you may want to use now is shut off the news. Don't listen to it. It doesn't matter. You can't control it. You can't do anything about it. And if there's something you need to know, you will be made aware of it through some other avenue. You don't have to constantly be watching the news. Well, I need to be informed. But you will be informed. If you follow your intuition and learn to quiet your mind, you will be informed. How do you think people of long ago knew when the storms were coming? They knew what the weather was going to change. They didn't have TVs, radios, or forecasters. They knew. How do the animals know? How do the trees know? You know, when the storm is coming, the trees actually turn their leaves around backwards. My grandmother taught me that. And I see it. I've watched it. Okay, how do they know? The same way you and I can know if we would just shut out the rest of the world long enough every day for a short period of time and listen to the voice and the guidance within. Okay? I hope this has been of help to you. Share this with a friend. Smash that like button. And if you would like to get my help personally, Mark's Inspirational Guidance at gmail.com. Have a great day.